Welcome back to Wines du Jour. We're having a good time here talking with Chef Hercules Mantel. He is a chef's chef. When he walks in the kitchen here, the people that work in the kitchen for him do this. That means he knows what's going on and he treats them like real people. And that's the important thing. I've been around a lot of chefs in my career, if you will, and I can tell you some of them are pretty good and some of them are pretty bad. And that doesn't mean that they haven't done a good job as far as the customer is concerned, tasting the food. It has to do with their people skills. And a lot of people do not have good people skills. And I can tell you that this is firsthand from Chef Herc, because one of my best friends is right here working with Chef Herc every day. His name is Vince Donna. He's the one that helps Chef Herc put all this food together. So, but Chef, I wanted to ask you a little bit about when you go home. Do you do like most chefs and run for the peanut butter and jelly and the bologna sandwiches, or do you fix a meal like you would if you were doing it for a customer? Tell the truth.
Sometimes I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do. Most of the time, I just want to be relaxed. And,
right.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't get hungry. I don't know why.
Well, you don't get hungry because you're around food all the time. I mean, that's something that you have to understand. You don't have to agree with it necessarily, but people that work in the kitchen all the day generally are not big eaters when it comes to sitting down and having a meal. They don't bring out a lot of everything. They just bring out something pretty simple. In fact, in most restaurants, let me mention this to you because a lot of people aren't aware of, in a typical restaurant anywhere in the world, not just here in Las Vegas, but certainly about anywhere in the world, they have, if you have 30 or 40 people working for you in the kitchen, you got to feed those people, right? Well, you're not going to give them a menu and let them order the $29.95 or the $49.95 steak. You know, you're going to give them something. So they have what they call, and the term is loosely used, as a family meal. And so the chef or somebody in the kitchen that's in charge of family meals for the week anyway decides if you're going to have spaghetti and meatballs or if you're going to have lasagna or whatever it is you're going to be served. Everybody gets the same thing. They all sit down and eat. It may not and probably is never on the menu. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it depends, you know. You don't think about it, but when you're peeling onions at home, you just take the skin off and you throw it away. When you're peeling onions in a restaurant, you keep those skins. You might put them in the freezer, and when you're making beef stock or chicken stock or veal stock or vegetable stock, you're going to use those. You don't throw them away because that's money. And unfortunately, money is what has to be paid attention to in the kitchen. You as a customer, no. You're worried about how it looks and how it smells and how it tastes, and that's all you care about for whatever you've agreed to pay for. And that's about it. But in the kitchen, it's a little different story. Life is a lot different back there than it is out here as a customer. Am I right?
Absolutely.
When you go to a restaurant...
And it's not wonderful either.
Yeah, it's not necessarily wonderful, is right. When you go to a restaurant to have a meal, do you pay attention to the food servers and what's going on in the kitchen, or do you just sit down and say, hey, the heck with that, I'm going to enjoy what I've got here?
That's exactly what I want to do. I just want to sit down, have a good meal, enjoy myself, and hopefully go home happy.
There you go. Yeah, that's the important thing. Well, I'll tell you, Carmine's Little Italy is the place to come. If you're not in Las Vegas and you come here, call, make a reservation, come in and have breakfast, come in and have lunch, or come in and have dinner here at Carmine's, and I think you'll be happy with it. When you go to your local retail wine store, think about a little Mirassou. We had tonight a nice little Chardonnay, we had a beautiful Pinot Noir, and then we finished it up with a little Moscato, or Muscat, if you will. And the Moscato went really well with a little yellow cake with a vanilla custard and some fresh berries. Very, very tasty. I want to thank you for listening to Wines du Jour, America's #1 wine radio show. And we're here at this very same time each week. And if you've enjoyed tonight's program, tell everybody you know. You want to know more about my personal subject, things that I like, go to my website, LesKincaid.com. I want to thank Carmine's Little Italy for all their help. Jeremy Knight, my engineer, Carl Magno, and Viasian TV for doing a beautiful job tonight. Also, Cox Cable, DirecTV, you can listen to us or all over Asia. And you're listening to Wines du Jour. So from the left coast and from the right coast and from all around the world on the internet, I'm Les Kincaid. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching Wines du Jour. We've had a great time here tonight at Carmine's Little Italy. The food here is very, very good. If you're in Las Vegas, you need to check it out. They're open for lunch or for dinner 7 days a week. And I have to tell you, Carmine's been around Las Vegas for a long time and has one of the best reputations for good food, especially Italian cuisine, of course. And then Marasu, we had a great time with Marasu. 3 wines, their Chardonnay, their Pinot Noir, and most of all, that great dessert wine, Moscato. I want to thank you very much for watching Wines du Jour.